Head on over to Anime Express for exclusive anime merch and use code DAFFY10 at checkout for 10% off your next purchase. Thank you to Anime Express for sponsoring this video. Yo! Yes, everybody, we are back for some more Kagurabachi content, ladies and gentlemen. We're here with chapter 52. I almost said 252. I don't know why. I hope this manga goes for 252 chapters, because you know your boy will be here. Yes, now that Jujutsu Kaisen is over, myself, Tact, and we all need our new cash cow. I've been on the series since day one. This isn't anything new. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to announce that we have a very fire episode of Kagurabachi that we are going to read through this evening. And so, yeah, before we get too deep into the video, please make sure you leave a like and subscribe. We are on our way to 20K, 100K, 50K. We're on our way to 50K. I think that's a reasonable goal for next year. We're on our way to 50K subscribers. I would love to have you around for the channel. You look nice, you smell good, and you seem like you give good hugs. I would love to have you. All right, without further ado, let's get down to the video. So currently we have Hirohiko and Chihiro engaging in their battle, and so we actually start off the chapter with a little breakdown of what the Kamunabi and Hishaku, why the Kamunabi have been so behind. And actually Hiyuki actually tells us in this flashback that as soon as the Kamunabi mobilized against the Hishaku, all of their moves, they went radio silent. So unfortunately, the Kamunabi, because of this, are constantly one step behind. And so Chihiro, because of this, wants to capture Hirohiko and get him for information. Listen, my goat Sheba might have to make an appearance. #1 investigation, #1 interrogator on the case. I really hope we get to see a full-fledged Sheba fight, man. I know the meme of like, Sheba, off-screen this man is like hilarious. I actually do enjoy that meme. But we saw a little bit of what he could do when he fought Tenri. But I want to see a little more. It's hard because teleportation is so OP as it is, but I'm assuming because he doesn't have an insane amount of firepower. That's how I would write it. But Sheba also definitely seems like the type of guy to use his intelligence to no end. So definitely looking forward to that. Now it's funny because with the past two antagonists of Kagurabachi, both Kiora and Sojo, neither of them really had or really wanted much of anything to do with Chihiro himself specifically. Like Shoujo was obviously, as we know, obsessed with Kunishige and only wanted to talk to Chihiro because obviously he wielded another enchanted blade and he was Kunishige's son. And so he wanted to know all he could about him because, you know, obviously he loves these weapons of mass destruction and everything like that. They're really fucking cool, obviously. But then Kiora, he wanted Enten to sell it off in the Rakuhiras. We know this. But here, actually, I think we actually have a long-lasting rival, potentially, for Chihiro for a couple different reasons. Hirohiko outright says that he is 18, the same exact age as Chihiro, and he says that he first learned about the option of killing people when he was 3. It became etched in his bones. And he says that he's never had a peer like him. And he actually looks Chihiro dead in his eyes. He says, Chihiro Rokuhira, you and I could be friends. And this sends Chihiro into an absolute rage. He didn't even get this bad against Yuta, and Yuta was literally the sole reason that his father even died in the first place. He's the boss of the Hishaku, or so we think anyway. Yuta definitely seems like an endgame antagonist kind of thing, but I am hoping that Hirohiko stays around for a couple of different reasons. Number one, I love his appearance. I love his design. It's funny because actually by the end of this chapter, you get reminded that Chihiro kind of has the design of a villain in any other series, and Hirohiko kind of has the design, except his eyes, of a good guy, quote unquote. But obviously this upsets Chihiro, and he says, don't you dare equate me with you and your heinous deeds. We know that Chihiro does nothing but save people. He wants to do the right thing. And oh yes, he does say saying people isn't really his thing. We know at the end of the Rakuhiras arc, he was literally sweating, putting himself out of gas, trying to make sure he touched every single person and get him out of the storehouse. So we know that he's a good kid with a good heart, but the people he is killing, they don't deserve to live, in my opinion. And the thing is that I don't want Hakazono to go down this route of Chihiro reconsidering, oh my god, hey, I am a mass murderer. I mean, like, let's be real, he is, but do these people deserve to live? No, not really. I mean, they torture and murder children and child slavery, as well as human trafficking. Like, I don't... yeah. But these guys had families too. Hey, some people need to be put in the dirt. Fuck God! But I don't think Hakazono is gonna go with this narrative. Number one, I mean, it's a fucking sword manga. You really can't do non-lethal kills with a sword manga. But I mean, hey, Tensei Kubo did it with Ichigo, so I don't know, maybe. So as Chihiro lunges at Hirohiko actually disappears and starts moseying about in the street, leaving Chihiro to his counter Enten special forces. Yo, I want this to be a continual running gag in this series. We had the anti cloud gouger squad, we had the toe or whatever, and now we got the counter Enten special forces, bro. Every single one of these niggas is fodder. I mean, like, is the Anbu Black Ops worse? I mean, Kakashi was part of the Anbu Black Ops in Naruto, but like, I mean, they did a little something, I guess. I really can't tell you anything worthy of note that they did. Was Anako part of the Anako, chick with the purple hair? Was she part of the Anbu Black Ops? I don't remember shit, dude. Oh, I forgot, dude. I forgot them niggas that were assigned to protect Uraha. Oh my god. I would like to see a character that, you know, is part of these special forces that actually is worth the shit, but we'll see. I don't know. But I like this running gag that we have. So Hirohiko actually goes into this Japanese theater, and there's a play that is going on. He actually sits down, and he says, "I'll let the assassins at Senkutsu Temple handle Uraha while I enjoy this." Yeah, you know this dude's on some next level villainy when he actually goes ahead and spoils what happens in the play. What a prick. The guy next to Hirohiko actually looks at him, and he says, "Yo, your stomach, it's bleeding." And then Hirohiko actually says, "A guy with an enchanted blade cut me. You should watch out too." This is going to be very important by the end of this chapter, and I think this actually lends some credence to Hirohiko's cunning. I think that what they're trying to do is try to make the blade wielders public enemy number one. Now, we had a situation that is actually brought up in earlier Kagurabachi chapters when Sojo jumped down. He was about to like melee lightning strike this whole crowd of people. Shiro actually tanked it and allowed people to get away. But I forget if it was a zombie or somebody else who says if there was like an incident like that that got out in public, it would be absolute pandemonium and chaos that would occur across Japan. And also the reputation of Kunishige would be tarnished as well. So when you have Hirohiko tell this guy, "Hey, this guy stabbed me with an enchanted blade. You should probably watch out, man. You should be careful. Protect kids too." That's gonna make people a little weary, and definitely something that Chihiro does at the end of this chapter will have people weary as well. So another reason why I think that Hirohiko is going to be a good foil to Chihiro is the fact that he can see through the butterflies that he has flying around with his paper. We know that Chihiro can do something very similar with Enten. He can see through the goldfishes. I believe it's the Nishiki goldfish, the black one. They can see through directly, almost like his Batman sonar. And it's a very similar thing with the origami butterflies that he has. So I think that they might mirror each other a little bit, somewhat in a thematic sense and somewhat of a power system sense as well. And Hirohiko was actually thinking to himself, he's like, the issue that we're starting to run into is the skill of the wielder. Like this temporary Detensky, it's strong and all, but if you don't know how to properly fight, you don't know how to properly use it, it's not worth anything. Who fucking cares? But we already kind of knew this. I mean, we saw it firsthand with Tenri. Tenri was a strong kid, but he didn't know that he was going to just blow up like 10 seconds after he started using it. As Chihiro was trying to fight his way through these paper shuriken almost, basically, and also trying to run around these guys that are this Enten counter force, he's thinking to himself that these things are lethal, but they're highly precise. They're impeding me and guiding his allies. And actually, a paper points directly behind Chihiro, telling whoever this guy is to strike him now while he's not looking, and this guy attempts to slam Chihiro from behind. Pause! And then on the page turn, we get this beautiful double spread of Chihiro with Enten inside of this guy's neck, and then he does his signature twirl. Oh, I fucking love when he does this shit, dude. He did it in the first chapter of the manga when he sliced some grenades with Kiora. He did it here. Oh, that's the Chihiro signature. What we gonna call this? The Enten pinwheel? What we call it? This shit hard! So Chihiro does a spin, instantly devours these guys, no problem, lands on the stage, and unfortunately covers the crowd in blood. It's funny because actually Hirohiko makes a mention of Sojo and says that Sojo took his time getting to know the enchanted blade. In other words, the fact that they can only use the Detensky momentarily means they never achieved mastery. I guess I should have expected that from someone with 3 years of experience with an enchanted blade. So yeah, I mean, Chihiro, we know, is a next level swordsman, but obviously we know that Samura is better than him. I don't even need to explain that. But yeah, this chapter was basically just kind of reinforcing this fact that, yeah, like, even with these guys, these temporary powers, all that, like, through raw technical skill, Chihiro, he's just him. And there's nothing else to it. We get this beautiful shot of one of the henchmen. Their head is on the stage bleeding out, and their lifeless corpses is leaking out, and all this gore and viscera is going on around the crowd, and Chihiro looks at the crowd with this piercing shot of his eyes. I love when Hokuzono uses this shot of Chihiro's eyes and he makes his eyes like pop out and make them look, he almost has like this Ghost Rider-esque penance stare. I absolutely love it. He did the same thing at the end of Shoujo versus Chihiro when Chihiro was like, I'll still cut you down with our bloodlust or whatever he said. And he also did it when he was meeting Hakuri for the first time when he was interrogating one of those goons. Chihiro looks like a villain for all intents and purposes. I mean, shit, if you're in a play and it's like 3 lifeless bodies hit the floor in front of you and a guy with a sword pops up, you're getting the fuck out of there. Like, that's crazy. And obviously this crowd just, they freak out. And Hirohiko says, you feel it, don't you? To the average person, you're a monster. And Chihiro says, whose fault is that? And honestly, it kind of makes me sad because I don't want Chihiro to feel like a monster. We know he isn't. We know to Char, to Hanao, to Hakuri, he's their hero. But for him, I mean, like, yeah, he went down this path of darkness and everything like that because they fucking killed his dad, man. He didn't want to do this shit. We know he's a kind, gentle kid, but this is just where they pushed him. And Hirohiko actually says, I'm the only one who can understand you. We have Chihiro actually saying, cut the BS. This seems like a translation error. It's not like it's like super egregious or anything like that. Not like January levels of difficulty. But I don't know. I feel like Viz could just let him say cut the shit or, you know, like stop talking or whatever. I feel like that's enough, would have been sufficient, but would have sufficed, excuse me. But cut the BS, that doesn't seem like something Chihiro would say. But yeah, man, great chapter, honestly. So I know people are gonna call Hirohiko Mahito Light. Because I mean, he just kind of have it. He does look a little similar to him. I don't think we'll have the I'm you speech that Chihiro might do. I don't think that's the direction of what we're gonna go to. Chihiro, I definitely think is gonna embolden himself and double down and say, nah, fuck that. I'm doing the right thing. I think Chihiro is gonna look back and he's gonna think about how, how he's impacted Hakuri's life, how he's impacted Char's life. Char had a tragic backstory, and Chihiro saved her from that and brought her into this little quote-unquote found family that he has, where, Chihiro wakes up and he sees Hiyuki, Tafka, Shiba, all these people playing video games and goofing off. Without Chihiro, she wouldn't have any of that. She'd be in a prison getting constantly experimented and mutilated every day. So I definitely think that, yeah, we definitely did need to confront the fact that Chihiro is kind of a mass murderer. Like, yeah, doesn't he have a body count in the hundreds already? I'm pretty sure someone did a count, and like by the first like 20-ish chapters, he was at like 50 something. It was high. It was like super high. But yeah, great chapter of Kagurabachi here, man. I love what my boy Hokuzono's cooking up, man. My new goat. I got faith in you, brother. Bro, we are the same age. Oh my god, that's fucking wild.
Hokuzono's on Unkstand, his Daffy's on Unkstands.
Yeah, what the fuck ever. But yeah, it's me, boy Daffy, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this video. Please make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe for your only Jujutsu Kaisen and Kagurabachi tubers still out here grinding. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Y'all make sure you take care of yourselves, guys, and have a damn good one. Peace.